Barcelona is an institution built on a secular theology. For decades, the Camp Nou has demanded technical purists, hypnotic passers, wingers who manipulate space with the surgical elegance of a chess grandmaster. It is the gospel of juego de posición. But modern football does not care about your religion. Behind closed doors, Juan Laporta and Hansi Flick are orchestrating a silent ideological coup d'etat. They spent decades worshipping the delicate, intricate technicians of La Masia. So why are they now desperately chasing Anthony Gordon, a relentlessly direct, physical scrapper whose footballing identity was forged in the cold, chaotic transitions of the Premier League? This is not just a transfer target. This is a confession. Barcelona is realizing that to survive the modern, high-pressing meat grinder, they must abandon their sterile possession and invite the chaos inside. Look at the mainstream media headlines and you will see a shallow analysis.
He's had a tragic season. He's had an embarrassing season. And he scored 4 goals in the Champions League against Karabag when he thieved the penalty.
They judge Anthony Gordon through the primitive metrics of goals and assists. They see a fast winger who runs hard in a straight line. They are missing the entire point. The true value of Anthony Gordon lies in a highly specific biomechanical anomaly: deceleration gravity. Modern low blocks have learned how to neutralize continuous top-speed runners. If you run fast, they simply drop deeper. But Gordon possesses a violent physical trait. He can drop from 35 km per hour to a dead stop in less than 2 strides. Think about the physics of that. A tracking right back is moving at full tilt, recovering his position. When Gordon snaps his brakes, that defender's momentum carries him 2 yards out of position. In that microscopic fraction of a second, the opposition's horizontal compactness is shattered. Gordon doesn't just beat his man, he creates a 5-yard half-space vacuum. And that is exactly where Barcelona's systemic rot lies. Flick's current 4-2-3-1 has a structural crisis. It is suffocatingly narrow. When opposing teams deploy a disciplined mid-block, Barcelona's creative hubs choke on their own possession. They don't lack creativity, they lack vertical stretching. Look at the underlying data. Gordon sits in the highest percentiles for progressive carries under pressure and high-intensity defensive regains. He is not a luxury asset to be fed pristine passes. He is a systemic engine. By pinning opposing backlines through the sheer terror of his transition speed, he single-handedly manufactures the 10 yards of central space that central midfielders like Pedri and Gavi need to dictate matches. He buys them time with his legs. To understand why this hyper-aggressive engine fits a historically elegant club, you have to understand where his football brain was house-trained. Gordon did not grow up in a sterile, pristine academy learning geometry on perfect, manicured grass. He was rejected by Liverpool at age 11. That is a psychological scar that didn't heal, it mutated. It turned into an insatiable, borderline toxic competitive drive. His evolution didn't happen in a tactical laboratory. It happened in the mud of Goodison Park under Sean Dyche. It was refined under the intense, high-octane physical conditioning of Eddie Howe at Newcastle. Gordon's game was sculpted through structural suffering. He learned football not as an art form, but as a series of physical duels and territorial wars. This background created a bizarre mutation in the modern winger profile. He is a devastating attacker who registers the defensive output of a pressing wingback. While traditional Barcelona wingers look to receive the ball to feet, slow the tempo, and admire the structure, Gordon treats every single possession like a prison break. He brings a street-fighting pragmatism, a willingness to suffer in the press. He is the injection of pure, unadulterated grit into an academy-bred squad that has grown far too soft. Do not mistake this for a simple squad upgrade. This transfer saga is a proxy war for the very soul of European football's tactical direction. For 2 decades, Spanish football dictated terms to the continent through technical superiority. Today, that empire has fallen. We live under the tyranny of the Premier League's physical, transitional monsters. Real Madrid understood this years ago, systematically hoarding the most terrifying athletic specimens on the planet. By targeting Anthony Gordon, Barcelona is attempting a dangerous genetic experiment. They are trying to graft Premier League violence onto Catalan intelligence. They want to build a hybrid beast, capable of surviving a street fight with Madrid and Europe's elite. If Flick and Laporta pull this off, it marks the definitive, official burial of the tiki-taka era. It signals the birth of a cold, hyper-athletic, pragmatic Barcelona. But if it fails, Gordon becomes an expensive, rejected organ in a body whose DNA simply refuses to accept him. Which leaves us with one final, uncomfortable truth. In chasing the brutal physical evolution required to win today, is Barcelona finally saving itself? Or are they permanently destroying the identity that made them special in the first place?